Imagine this. America's streets are drowning in fentanyl, a poison 100 times deadlier than heroin. And the guy pointing fingers at China and Venezuela? He's got blood on his hands too. But here's the gut punch. The real kingpins aren't hiding in jungles. They're right here, in suits, raking in billions. Stick around because this trail of pills and lies doesn't end where you think. It crashes straight into Gaza. Yeah, you heard that right. But first, let's roll back the tape. Last month, President Trump was on his bully pulpit, blasting China for flooding our borders with fentanyl. "They're killing our kids," he roars. Cut to today. He slapped a $50 million bounty on Venezuela's Maduro like some Wild West sheriff. Fair enough, right?
No, wrong.
While he's playing cowboy, Israeli pharma giant Teva is brewing the poison right here in America. 11 factories across our states, pumping out fentanyl like it's candy. No raids, no bounties, just fat profits. China's been screaming it for years. The fentanyl plague? It's America's dirty little secret, not some foreign boogeyman. And Teva? They're the poster child. Their CEO, Richard Francis, this guy with a basic bachelor's degree, climbed from hedge funds to big pharma thrones at Sandoz, Biogen, and Novartis. In 2022, Texas Attorney General slapped Teva with a $4.2 billion fine for their opioid games. Israel? Now #1 in gulping down opioids, up 700% since 2000. Coincidence? Please. But wait, what are Teva's roots? They twist back to a dead media mogul who fell off his boat. Murder or mishap? We'll circle back. It's the first breadcrumb in a trail that gets bloodier. Teva's no rookie. In 2023, they received the biggest antitrust fine ever for price-fixing opioids. The Department of Justice called it a cartel. Straight up criminal. But fines? That's Big Pharma's slap on the wrist. No jail time, no shutdowns. Our government's in on it, people, and they're letting the poison flow while families bury their dead. It's a perversion, folks. Profit over lives. Remember that guy I mentioned who, fell off his yacht? Well, that was Robert Maxwell, the father of the disgusting convicted child predator, Ghislaine Maxwell, an early Teva whale, who snagged 18% of Teva in 1989. His empire crumbled in a pension scam. And poof, in November of 1991, he's overboard. Mainstream media said he jumped. Now the so-called media whispers he fell. Conspirators? They scream suicide by Mossad. Why? Back then, Israel's prime minister was Yitzhak Shamir, ex-boss of Lehi, a Zionist terror squad that once cozied up to Nazis to drive the British from Palestine. Shamir's crew were straight-up assassins. In 1948, they folded into the IDF, knives still sharp. And get this, Netanyahu? He was Shamir's deputy in 1991 and was also very chummy with Fred Trump, our dear leader Donald's father. Small world, huh? Terror ties to pharma? Sounds nuts. But hold that thread, it unravels and gets wilder. Teva's empire grew hungrier. In May of 2011, Teva buys out U.S. Cephalon, a fentanyl manufacturer with plants in Pennsylvania, Minneapolis, Salt Lake City, even Paris and Sydney. And then, boom. Instant opioid superpower. Now let's rewind to 1968. Heroin was banned cold. No FDA nod for doctors. But fentanyl, green-lit, with no questions asked. Why rubber stamp a monster 100 times heroin's punch? Enter Herbert Lay, FDA chief. He blows the whistle. Quote, "The thing that bugs me is that the people think the FDA is protecting them. It isn't. What the FDA is doing and what the public thinks it's doing are as different as night and day." Unquote. He was fired on the spot. Who silenced him? The corporate suits pulling strings, of course. Speaking of strings, Enter the Sackler clan. Arthur Sackler, Ukrainian Jewish shrink, built the ad machine that hooked doctors on pushing pills. Purdue Pharma, Pfizer, his babies. He kicked off the Valley of the Dolls era. Women's purses stuffed with scripts. My own mom had a drawer full. Arthur's the godfather of the opioid crisis, motivating doctors to prescribe and overprescribe OxyContin with cash money. Mountains of it. Sackler's name didn't blow up and become toxic until 2019. Their institute was renamed Quick to dodge the pitchforks. In June 2019, Colorado sues Sackler's, Purdue, Endo, Rhodes, Teva, Janssen, and Cephalon. And they're all found guilty of engineering the opioid epidemic. On purpose. For profit. How's that for an evil system rewarding evil deeds? The companies that were found guilty of creating the opioid crisis, which is still killing our children today, were punished by being forced to give back a portion of their immense profits. The case was settled in June of 2025 for $7.4 billion. All defendants guilty as sin. The lawsuit stated, widespread prescription opioid use broadened the market for heroin and fentanyl. The same legal fentanyl that is still sold on the street is produced by Teva. Protected by President Trump. Trump's little China did it shtick was just a smokescreen. So, is Trump shielding a Zionist cartel while finger-pointing at Maduro to bury Teva's sins? Well, let's see. As far as I can tell, Donnie's Israel love affair kicked off in 1976 when he donated funds to Jewish National Health in Denver. Donnie Boy rolls on, and in 2003, he funds a Negev reservoir. Coincidentally, the site of that music festival that was part of the October 7th attacks in Israel. He has also contributed to the building of Israeli settlements. In 2006, he announced plans to build Trump Tower in the Israeli city of Ramat Gan, a diamond exchange powerhouse. Later, a hotel in Netanya, and then still later, another tower and golf course in Ashkelon in 2013. All oceanfront properties, none of which came to be despite concerted efforts. Apparently, Trump was unable to secure the necessary financing. But Gaza is his last oceanfront prize. Trump vows that reconstruction will be done on Uncle Sam's dime, your tax dollars. Profits will go to Teva cronies. Lockheed style, cha-ching for them. Money out of our pockets. And maybe that $50 million bounty on Maduro's head will be collected by a tipster who knows where the bodies and the pills are buried. And now, the trap snaps shut. Teva's opioid empire is the fentanyl vein pumping America's agony. Trump's diversions? Just a veil for his Israel bets. Gaza's rebuild is not charity. It's the endgame. Think about this. Your wallet will fund beachfront empires for the cartel that killed our kids. Fines paid, guilty verdicts shrugged off. Move along, nothing to see here. The trail from Trump's rants to Gaza's sands is a river of blood and bucks. Who's really winning the war on drugs? Follow the pills and, of course, the money. They lead right back to America, but then halfway around the world, through Israel and into Gaza. So, next time you hear of a bounty being set on a foreign leader's head, ask yourself,
why?
And
What the hell is really going on here?
thanks for watching. Subscribe if you feel like it, and may truth forever light your path. Peace.
If that's even possible anymore.